You are now tuned in to the Dads Who Lift podcast. Please give us a like, share, subscribe to the YouTube account. We are on www.dadswholiftofficial.com. All the podcast links are in there. We also have an apparel line that's taking pre-orders right now. We're on IG as Dads Who Lift Official handle. We're on Facebook, Dads Who Lift Podcast. We also have a Dads Who Lift fitness group on Facebook that's Dads Who Lift Official. A group of 30,000 like-minded dads that are just trying to be their best selves and staying fit. If that's something you're into, please check it out. But we do this stuff for free, guys, so please give us a like, share, 5-star review. We really appreciate your support. You're now tuned into the Dads Who Live podcast. You have your host, Tyler Gata.
Co-host, Joel Staley.
John Baumgartner.
We got John Baumgartner on today. Joel, did you ever get a bike yet?
No, I went yesterday, and they needed a mask to let me in. I was with the family, so...
No mask.
No. And even part of me is like, I don't want to, like, fuck you. I don't need to wear a mask.
I'm in the same boat. I don't want to wear a mask.
I would rather drive the extra 15 minutes to go to the one you go to and not wear a mask than...
I dropped my bike off there to get fixed a couple weeks ago, and I did not have to wear a mask. So, I mean, there was some employees wearing masks, but they didn't make me wear a mask. Yeah. So, I don't think you have to.
I want to get the bike, though.
Where'd you try to go?
Bike rack on right by Blue on 144th of Maple.
Gotcha. Yeah, I always go to Bike Masters.
Where's that at?
It's in Elkhorn. That's the one I told you about by... Oh, shit. I can't think of the name. But either way, Joel's about ready to join the bike left.
Yeah, runnings for the birds, dude.
The bike crew.
Are you getting the big boy tires, or are you getting...
I'll probably get with the standard, make sure I ride it a few times, and then work on the upgrades from there.
So we're low-key...
Not that low-key. We both told John we're not going to talk about it. We both already told him.
We're low-key trying to do 75 hard. So
I'm not telling anyone, but I'm doing the 75 hard.
Yeah.
We're not talking about it.
I'm not talking about it. I'm not telling anybody. This is just for me, even though now we have a kind of a low-key competition going between us and another guy that's about ready to blow it this Friday anyways.
Oh, yeah.
But third time's a charm, man.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to get it this time. I really do.
I have no intention of quitting early. And the reason I haven't started in the past is like I have really no desire. If I did it, if I'm at a party, I'm going to drink. I really don't care. But you asked me to do it at a good time. And I'm like, you know what? I come back from this bachelor party. I'm a little drank out halfway through the summer. I'm pretty stoked about it. And I've been loving it so far. So,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's tough, man. There's just a lot to do in my life already, and it's like I just bit off something else, so it's hard to keep adding shit, but I also feel like structure helps, and it's, if you can get through it, it makes you more successful in other areas of your life, so I just feel like we got through 4th of July. That was kind of that's my biggest favorite holiday of the year. 4th of July, I'm getting fucked up, and so we got through 4th of July. And I just felt like now's the time, man. It's like we're still fucking on lockdown. I can't fucking go to Mexico. I can't go to fucking out of the country. I can travel in the U.S., but I can't do a ton of stuff. People still aren't like fully open. I mean, sure, there's pool parties and stuff going on, but I just figured, fuck it. This is my time to get my shit together, pull it together before Christmas. This is my other favorite holiday. And
so what is 75 hard for the 10 people that
all right, so this is an Andy Frisella, and this is not what this podcast is about, by the way, but we're just starting off. But this is an Andy Frisella program with what's his Real as Fuck is his podcast. Andy Frisella owns First Form. Created it years ago, but it's 75 hard, 75 days of you have to follow a diet. 0 cheat meals, 0 drinking, 2 workouts a day, 45 minutes apiece or more. As Joel found out, he tried to split up his outside workout into 2 25-minute workouts, and so I joined this 75 hard Facebook group. I guess there's a book now.
Fucking pussies,
dude. These guys are freaking out about this shit, like all crazy on these rules. And I posted in there because I was like, Joel, I don't think you can split your outdoor workout into 2 25-minute runs, man. And so I posted in the group, and these people are like straight up mad at me. Like, fuck you, I don't know why people can't fucking get this. Jesus Christ, it's fucking 45 minutes or more, 2 times a day, blah, blah, blah. It's not that hard. I'm like, oh my God, dude, chill the fuck out. It was just a question. So anyways, 2 45-minute workouts a day. One has to be outside, a gallon of water a day, read 10 pages of a book, a self-help book or like a motivational book or business book or, something like that a day.
Progress
Does it have to be
picture.
reading?
Progress picture a day. Yeah, you have to read it. It can't be audiobook.
Audiobook.
Yep.
And I feel like there's something else.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think
No
that's
alcohol.
pretty much it. Yeah,
You said
that.
no cheat meal, no alcohol.
Yep. So that's it. 75 days straight, and you got to stick to it every single day. You have from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep every day to get it done, basically. And actually, though, so I went 3 weeks one time, and I got taken out by a fucking progress picture. And I probably should have just said, fuck it, I'll just take 2 the next day and kept rolling. But I don't know. I get pretty OCD about stuff, and I was like, nah. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. I can't, and plus I really wanted to get fucked up and drink the next day anyways.
That app helps a lot. That's
what I was saying.
hard.
So now he's got an app. It's like $5 and not to promote his shit because he's fucking making all kinds of money, which actually, fuck it, that's good for him. But he's making fucking millions of dollars off this app, and he's already rich as fuck, which is great. But it's $5. But if you're gonna do the program, it's $5 well spent. I mean, it's an app that tracks everything, every single deal you got to track off every day. It sends you notifications.
Just 75 hard. Is the name of it.
Yeah, the app. And I about failed the other day because I forgot to take my progress picture in the morning. Didn't even realize it until I was getting ready to go to bed. And I was going through my boxes to make sure everything was checked. And I was like, oh, fuck, I didn't take a progress picture today. And so I took the picture and checked the box. I try to take the picture first thing in the morning because that's what always takes me out.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then there was another night where I had everything else done. And it was a late ass night. And I was laying there in bed just like about ready to pass out. And I got a notification. And I went to go through to close everything. And I was like, oh shit, I didn't read my 10 pages. I was like, fuck. And I'm only on like day 10. I've already almost failed it twice.
So what's your plan of attack as far as diet goes? You're just sticking to your macros and your calories?
I'm following my coach.
Okay.
So whatever coach says is what I do. He's going to adjust my plan as we go, for whatever's needed. I'm still sitting at 216. And he actually added a bunch of calories and carbs last week, and I'm still sitting at 216. So he's going to adjust it as it goes. I'm going to follow it, do exactly what he says. That's my plan.
I could have really bitched out and done 16-8 and just skip breakfast.
I feel like you are fucking yourself, though, doing the OMAD because you don't need to lose any more weight.
And that's the beauty of it.
I feel like you should have fucking done – you should take this 75 days – and do like a good fucking clean bulk plan.
Fuck no, dude. In the middle of summer?
I mean, that's what you always want to do, though. You always want to get bigger.
Here's the beauty of the OMAD. Here's why I picked it. Because I can cut on 1,800 calories. I can bulk on 3,000 calories. Mm-hmm. Both of those I can eat within an hour. So if I'm doing OMAD and I get as lean as I want and I'm only 20 days into 75 hard, now I'm not tied to calories and macros. We're like, fuck, I don't have any more weight to lose and I'm stuck at 1,800 calories. Now I can say, all right, I'm as lean as I want to be. I want to do a nice lean bulk. All right, I can just eat more during my OMAD. And it's pretty easy as far as structure goes because it's not like I can only eat the same 3 or 4 things. Like as long as I'm eating within that
OMAD
hour.
is on a big fucking gray line with this program.
So you're on a coach diet, but you're on I have a 1 hour to eat a day.
Right. Yeah.
Basically.
Which is
gray line.
I mean, it's like your own deal. So like, for me, it's no cheats, or it says no cheats, right? Follow meal plan, no cheats. So for me, it would be like anything outside of my diet be a cheat. I can't eat Doritos. I can't eat fast food. I can't go to Taco Bell. But if you're doing OMAD, you got an hour window to eat. Technically, you could go get fucking pizza, Taco Bell, fucking Chinese. I mean, whatever the fuck you want in that hour window.
It's still hard.
But
not
it
to
is
eat
your
for
plan.
23 hours.
I mean, it's still his plan, though. So, I mean, I guess it works and it fits. But to me, it's kind of a gray area because I guess in my mind, the whole point of the program is to be eating clean. Which I'm sure you're not going to be eating a bunch of bullshit anyways.
Right. No, I'm not.
Anyways.
But this is what's nice because if there is a family grill out or something on like a Sunday night, then I don't have to say, oh, well, fucking whatever this is isn't on my meal plan. I'll say, oh, well, I could do OMAD.
I feel like I could do it with OMAD, though. And, yeah, maybe not with an hour window like you're doing. But I feel like I could do it with OMAD and give myself a larger window to eat and like actually gain weight in the 75 hard.
And I might go that route once I get lean enough here because I'm only probably a week or 2 away from being as lean as I want.
Where are you sitting now?
I'm at like 184 still. A bachelor party. Put like 12 pounds on me. Just nothing but Krispy Kreme donuts and fucking pizza.
And you're trying to get to 175, right?
No, like once I see 178, 179, I'll start putting some. Yeah.
Nice.
That's skinny for you.
It is. But I'm fucking loving it, dude. I just even drinking lately has lost its luster. Eating like shit, like, doesn't do anything for me anymore. But I haven't had a reason to not do it. But now I do, and I feel fucking great.
Every single time, what honestly takes me out is like I always go on trips. My buddies like to live life, and it's not like, I mean, so my buddies like to live life, enjoy life, have drinks. I don't know if you call it partying or not. It's more like vacationing and like living life up for decent. It's a weird deal. It's like when I was younger, I had buddies that just like to party all the time and get fucked up every weekend, but they were like, you know, had no money, had no job, had no this. Now it's like I've got buddies that are successful, like that grind all fucking week and then like to party on the weekends and let loose, which is cool too. I mean, they're more power to them, but that's what usually always takes me out is go to my cabin, have drinks. Going to KC this weekend, going to Colorado that weekend. I want to go out and have dinner with the boys, or I want to have beers or whatever, or I'm going to Mexico or I'm going here. I usually have a trip like at least once a month somewhere. And it's like, I can't fucking do this program because I'm always going somewhere. You know, we go out of town, whatever it may be, you know? And so I feel like this is perfect timing. So the way I see this 75 days right now is I see this as I'm taking this 75 days just to fucking do me. I don't care what anybody else is doing. I don't need to. I've already decided because, you know, I've been in this place to where like, you know, FOMO, fear of missing out. Like, oh, I don't want to miss out on that. I don't want to miss out on that group. You know, last weekend my buddy had a birthday party and all my friends were out at that birthday party. And I knew I wasn't going to drink. I thought about going and just hanging out and not drinking. But it was super late. They were up late as fuck. And I chilled out, went to bed with my son that night at a normal time, woke up the next morning, got a run in, or a bike ride in, not a run. Felt amazing. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I've already given myself permission to do what I want to do in my life in the 75 days and not have to do what everybody else is doing. Not have to go to the parties, not have to go on the trips. If I want to take a trip, actually, I do plan to take a bunch of trips, but I want to take like weekend getaways with my kid. Just me and my kid. I don't need to worry about what John's doing or if he's boating or if they're getting, you know, whatever, or what Paul's doing or what anybody else is doing. I'm just taking this 75 days to do me.
So no cabin.
Oh, right? No, I'll still go to my cabin.
Great, but it'll be a bonding time. I think that's good, too. I mean, 75 days of consistent weekends of hanging out with just you and Brayden.
And I'll still chill with my buddies up at the cabin, but it's like I'm not gonna schedule my life around what we all usually do together. Like usually we'll go to the bar every Saturday night for prime rib, you know what I mean? And we'll have beers and go to the bar for prime rib, and that's like our thing. A whole group. We'll have like, you know, 20 of us at the bar every Saturday night. I don't need to schedule my Saturday around that. You know what I mean? Like if I don't make the bar, that's cool. I'll see them wherever. We'll go riding. I can still do my thing in my cabin and still be around my buddies, but more routed around me versus around everybody else. You know what I mean? So
Dude, getting fucked up just hasn't had the same. I feel like anytime, again, summer, it's like we went to your cabin. I had quite a few beers, and I went to the lake the same day. I had to meet up with Amy's family's in town. We had friends. So then, of course, like I'm getting fucked up then. And usually when you're having beers, having drinks, you're around good company, and it's like a blast. But I've noticed the last 10 to 15 times I've gotten fucked up, it's like I could have easily not drank, not smoked, had just as much fun, and now it's like it only leads to problems for me because now like I'll get in the cupboards, eat like shit, or I'll feel like garbage the next morning and be hungover, and then I don't get any of my shit done. So I'm like literally just pretty fucking excited that I have a reason to be at these things now and be like, oh, I'm actually like not drinking right now. Without sounding like an alcoholic. And I just
it's good, but I'm just saying it doesn't last for long, right? Though I mean, every time I get a few weeks and I'm like, all right, it's been a stressful last week. Now I'm
yeah, it's coming. I'm sure.
I think once you discover that I can have the same amount of fun without getting as fucked up, it has more luster to me. I don't want to wake up with a hangover, and I've got a little
hangover
one still.
Suck, dude.
I got a 3-year-old. It don't matter if I'm hungover. He's up 7 a.m. Yeah. He's ready to go 100%. So it's more of a guilt trip for me. Like, man, I maybe should have had less beer. And I don't drink often. I switched up. I don't drink liquor much. I'm a seltzer guy right now. Just keep it light, maybe 100 calories. I don't drink beer, but I still drink. But it's not like, oh, I'm getting fucked up or I'm taking shots after shots.
Yeah, I do, man. I'm just the type of like
all in or nothing.
I am nothing. That's how I am too.
That's why I'd rather just fast. And
I can definitely go to like dinner and just have a couple if I'm not in that mind frame of getting fucked up. But if I'm out with the boys and the goal is to get fucked up, I'm getting fucked up. Yeah,
that's the goal.
Which almost adds to like another, like more stress because you're like, all right, well, I came here, I had one drink, it's empty now. Especially when you drink whiskey, because like if you're talking to people, you don't want to just be holding an empty glass. You don't want to be not holding anything. Mm-hmm. So if you're just tossing them back, then it only takes an hour or two.
This whole thing is like, this program is not only going to make us better. Obviously, it's going to help me stick to my program too and stay in shape. But it's a mental toughness program. So it's like, if you can get through this, and I'll attest to it because I'm on try 3 and the most I've made it was, I think, 21 days, 3 weeks.
Discipline.
And it's tough, man, to actually sit there and say, because I mean, you can say anything right now when you're feeling it. You know, you might make the choice to do this when you are hungover and you're like, oh, I don't ever want to fucking drink again. You know, but then you start feeling better, you feel different, you know, feelings change, and then it's hard to stick with it.
Do we have money on the line is a huge motivator for me.
I pretty much just did that for you.
Yeah.
I really don't give a shit. I mean, it's cool. I like the competition too, but I honestly, this time, I guess I started telling people, but I honestly this time was like, I'm not telling anybody. I'm just doing it for me. This is just for me. Like, I'm just doing me. And I still feel that way inside, but it's hard to, like, you know, people ask you out to dinner or out to do things, you know, it's hard to, I guess I've just been saying, hey, I'm on a fitness challenge. I'm not drinking right now, or I'm not cheating.
Without telling people, I was telling Joe, like, it's good to have accountability partner. You're talking about running, one of the episodes I was on. You could go and do it by yourself. Probably not going to get as far without having someone, you know, you've got a little, that's why I haven't done it. I know I'm not going to make it too. Like, you haven't done it until you were ready. And there's no point for me to even start it right now because I just know I wouldn't get it.
Yeah, it took me forever. But
even
like
kudos
me
to you for trying, you know, and to get through it and attesting to it. Like, it's once you get into it, it's tough. 75 days is not a joke. I mean, 2 weeks doesn't seem like it's very difficult, but to do it for 75 days, I'm rooting for you. I really am, because that's
so actually, you know what the most motivation that I've had so far? So I had a reading from my psychic, my spiritual lady, last Friday. I hadn't had a reading in months, and I had a reading. And I told her about the program that I was, or she said there's something fitness-ishy that I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, yeah, I got this fitness challenge, blah, blah, blah. I told her about it, and she was like, I was like, the third time's a charm. I'm going to make it this time. And she was like,
no, you're not.
No, she was
extra
like,
motivation.
You make it till days.
She was 12. You may, but if you don't, just know that was, that you got all the meaning out of it that's what you needed. You got as much meaning out of it as you needed at that point in time. No, but in my mind I was like, oh, okay, and then I was like, fuck you. What do you mean? No, I'm fucking making it. You're basically telling me that I'm not gonna make it, and when I don't make it, I got everything that I could out of it at that point in time in my life. I was like, what the fuck? So then that's been in the back of my mind since then, where I've been like, no, I'm making it.
I'm in control.
You don't fucking know. I'm making
in control.
it. Yeah, exactly.
Dude, just like me and Amy have been doing our weekly date nights, and we just end up getting fucked up every time, which is great. Again, it's fun, but like it's almost becomes a job at that point. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited. Tomorrow's our first date night. We're just going out for steaks and just whatever. No ice cream, no fucking boozing it up. We can just talk and enjoy a nice ass meal, and it's like, I don't have to worry about all that shit. It's just not even an option.
The nice thing right now is my coach wants me to do a refeed every Saturday night. So I can't have, like, it's got to be substituted, you know what I mean? But it's not eating the same exact thing every day. So at least every Saturday night, you know, he'll let me go get like a steak, salad, and mashed potatoes. But I can't get like mozzarella sticks, and it's not like an all or nothing. It's a structured refeed, you know. But at least I get something.
Are you eating the same thing Monday through Friday?
Yeah.
What are you eating?
So I mean,
like
I actually like
meal?
it. Well, the same exact things. So I got to structure it out now to where I'm basically eating. I eat 3 pieces of toast every morning with peanut butter and honey. That's my breakfast. And then throughout the day, like when I'm at work running around, I just bring 2 protein shakes with me with 2 scoops of protein apiece, so 100 grams of protein. and I'll bring a whole fat stack of fucking rice cakes and like a pack of peanuts and an apple. And then that's what I eat throughout the day. When I get home from work, or like if I stop midday or whatever, I usually have 3 eggs. And I'll have like a protein bar. And then my dinner is I'll have a scoop and a half of rice, white rice, and 6 ounces of chicken. But then I get to put like a quarter cup of marinara in it. And then I dump some salsa in it too. And a bunch of hot pepper. It's fucking bomb. I love it. I haven't got sick of it yet. And then I still have like another apple. I eat 9 rice cakes a day. And then I still have another apple and another like pack of peanuts and a tablespoon of peanut butter before bed. So I go to bed pretty full. Works out good for me. I like it because I can just grab stuff. I don't have to be super prepared. I cook 4 pounds of chicken at a time, leave it in the fridge, cook like a big ass thing of rice at a time, leave it in the fridge, and I can just grab the rice cakes and the protein shakes if I'm in a hurry, and I don't really have to spend a shitload of time. It's not like I have to have 12 meals, actual meals, like weighed out and prepped out. So it works good for me. I mean, a lot of guys say eat your protein, don't drink protein shakes, but whatever, fuck you, whatever works for me.
Dude, I talked to a guy on the phone yesterday that takes, he didn't know what the fuck he was doing, but he says he drinks 5 protein shakes a day. Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? Your just gut has to be screaming, man. Yeah. 5 protein shakes. You got to find good protein or you're blowing your butthole out. That's for sure. Holy shit, that's crazy. Yeah. But no, my game plan is there's a chef here in town. He's been doing meal prep. It's a friend of Amy's husband, and he makes like, I posted on Instagram yesterday. I saw it, yeah. He's like a professional chef. His meals are healthy, but they're fucking bomb. So I've been just doing those for my OMAD. It's nice because no prep, nothing. Yeah. I know exactly what I'm looking forward to. It's easy. And if it's like not that much, I'll throw in a protein shake with it. But yeah, it couldn't be any fucking easier. I love it. I just bought a half cow. I just got it last night. So I'm going to be, I got all my hamburger made 96 lean. How much is a half cow? Like $1,500 to $1,700, depending on who you go through. But I got prime, so I paid a little bit more. Prime cuts, or prime beef. Half cow's a full freezer. It's not. It's not like a full freezer. A full cow would be like a full freezer, maybe a freezer like and a quarter. Chest. Yeah, but I got like a big stand up, full like actual freezer, and it filled maybe half of it up. Maybe 3/4, I don't know. But I had all my steaks cut at 2 inches thick too. So they're fucking, I got all kinds of steaks and 96 lean hamburger. But we got to get into this fucking topic. We've been bullshitting. Yeah. You got one more thing to say? I was going to say, you got to get a sous vide, bro. Yeah. Cook that shit. Look into it. It's so worth it. So the topic that I have for this podcast, and we've actually kind of touched on some of it already, and what we've talked about is the power of perspective. So perspective has been a big deal to me lately. I've been reading a book. John's already read it. I don't know if you've read it or not. What's it called? The Obstacle is the Way. The Obstacle is the Way. Heard of it. I haven't read it. Yeah, by Ryan Holiday. It's a must. Yep, it's a great book. And so this book is all about perspective. And perspective really is everything. And so I've been listening to videos Tony Robbins done on perspective and a lot of different perspectives on perspective of life. And it's pretty crazy. It's a lot more than just the glass is half full or the glass is half empty. Oh yeah. Really perspective shapes your whole life. It shapes everything. Even the video I shared to you, Dr. Joe Dispenza yesterday, was partially about perspective. Oh, yeah. I mean, everything's about perspective. So perspective on the surface is happiness, right? That's what everybody thinks of. The glass is half full, the glass is half empty. Am I happy about this situation or am I not happy about this situation, right? So I can wake up in the morning and I can look at my schedule and say, fuck, I've got way too much to do today. This fucking sucks. My life sucks. Everything's fucking, going downhill. This whole thing blows. I can't wait till I get a vacation. Or I can wake up in the morning and see that same schedule that's full as fuck and go, man, I have the opportunity to take care of all this shit today. I've got the opportunity to lead my employees in the direction that we need to go. Yeah. These are good problems to have. I get to help clients today. I get to sell jobs that I love doing today. It's all about the way that you look at things. And being a Dads Who Lift group, I was thinking a lot about it this morning too, about
Dude, my son, I have a 9-year-old son. He does shit all the time that just pisses me the fuck off, and he doesn't mean to, but he's just a 9-year-old son, but he's just a messy little fucker. And most kids are. And I'm a very clean, neat freak. And he just leaves shit out everywhere. I'm constantly, Braden, pick that up. Braden, why are you leaving this stuff over here? And it just drives me crazy. And so I can either look at that and in my own mind, say, God, this kid is so lazy, or this kid is so messy, or whatever. Or I can look at it and see an opportunity to teach him and say, okay, or even to teach myself. I can look at it and say, all right, I'm teaching myself how to have better patience right now.
Yep.
It's completely how you see it. And one of the craziest things about perspective and the way that you say, and this can be, I think perspective is for every single thing that happens in your life, every single thing that happens every day. So this is millions of times a day, you're choosing perspective on things that you don't even realize you're choosing perspective on. And, the shitty part about it is if you choose a perspective that's negative, most of the time you're not seeing the lesson and you're not learning from the lesson. And perspective is the lesson, right? So if I can see something for what it is or what it could be in a good light, then I can take that and actually learn from it and move forward and be a better person and grow as I move forward, opposed to just being in a shitty place and having a shitty, I don't know another word to say, but a shitty perspective on it and being, down on myself or whatever it may be. I mean, that.
Poor me, woe me.
Yeah, exactly.
Why me?
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know, man. And then, so that shapes into, once you can see a positive perspective, or at least a growth-minded perspective, I guess it doesn't always even have to be positive. I think you could still look at something and say, man, this fucking sucks, but I'm going to get this out of it. I'm going to be better because of this, and I'm going to get through it. And so once you can look at that lesson and actually learn to take it, be positive, or at least take it and grow, then that shapes your life, because thoughts turn into things, and whatever you have, however you see the world is what's going to come. Whatever we focus on is what comes into our life. I mean,
hands down.
If you ever realize, or have you ever noticed how you'll get a white truck and, or, you date a girl that's got a white car, and now all you see is fucking white cars. Or you split up with her and all you see is the kind of car she drove. Like, that's it. That's all you see. Whatever you think of in your mind is what you see in reality, and that comes to light. So however you see life is what's actually going to manifest into real physical life. And so if you have a positive perspective on things, that I'm a growth-minded individual and there's going to be obstacles and things aren't always great and sometimes things are going to suck, but I'm going to grow from it and move forward, and I'm going to be a better person because of it, and I'm going to shape my future into what I want it to be, and this is where I'm heading. That's what's going to come of your life as you move forward.
Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about it. It's called Synchronicities. All the white cars were there. They've always been there.
Exactly.
But you weren't looking for them. Your brain, you weren't focused on that white car, and all of a sudden you got the white car and it's in your brain. Pop, 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 pop. They all start popping. And the same thing with being positive. And perspective, to me, is hands down one of the simplest things, but the most difficult thing to actually look at in every situation. So you say it all the time, I'm overly optimistic, but no, it's perspective. And in the book, amore fati, I think is the Latin phrase that he used, but it's the love of one's fate in its entirety, not just the good. Oh, I love this because this great thing happened to me, or I sold a really big job, or I got the truck I always wanted. It's the bad stuff too. And you kind of talked about it in a podcast, like when you overcome that difficult challenge that you didn't want to do, you feel good. There's a reward, and you start to learn that, oh man, I know this sucks, and I got a lot going on, and I got a full plate, but I'm going to feel damn good, and I'm going to be happy about it going through the shit. And David Goggins, it resonates with me, crazy mind, but he says to really truly love the hard, difficult, to fall in love with it, because that's really what's going to make you better. It's really what challenges you, and to actually want the difficult stuff, the easy stuff, the happy stuff, it's easy. The stuff that comes happy and makes you feel good, it's easy to you, but that's not really defining who you are, your character.
You grow through struggle, man.
You grow, hands down.
That's where growth is in the darkness.
So even in the tough times, taking a second to just stop, all right, this fucking sucks. It is what it is. I say that a lot. It is what it is. Now how do we move forward? How do I change my perspective to actually feel good about this? I don't want to do this. I don't want to, we talked about it. I don't want to have 90% of my workforce gone in a blink of an eye, and I don't want to be working till sun up to sundown. But we felt good about it. We went through it. We worked and did everything. We didn't cut corners. And at the end of that week, man, we felt like, all right, we were rock stars. Like, we accomplished this, and we didn't bitch, we didn't mope, we didn't complain.
It empowers you when you can get through those obstacles that you didn't think that you could get through, and you actually get through and you are successful and you win and you grow. You're empowered. It's more like, there's nothing I can't do. You know, what's going to stop me now?
What's next?
There's so many times where, you know, I stopped saying I'm having a bad day. Like, bad days don't exist. So I listened to this a long time ago, before I was where I'm at today, when I was probably just first starting my company. But there was this guy that was super successful at a huge company, and I was talking with him, and he said, you know, people get a flat tire and it ruins their day. You know, he's like, the whole day had a flat tire, they missed their meeting, their whole day is fucked, it's ruined. He goes, I got 20 trucks. If a flat tire ruined my day, every single day would be ruined. and that's the truth. And that's how I feel now too. It's like, you know, I get to certain points to where there's so many things that happen. I just laugh about it and say, what else can happen now? Bring it to me. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to get through it either way. And it's funny when people will, you know, things will happen, and we have an employee, I'm not going to say his name, that's a good example of it, that gets super overwhelmed and emotional about things, and, you know, certain things will happen, and it's like the end of the world. It's, oh, what are we going to do now? Oh my gosh, it's like, calm down. This is the fact. This is where it is. Yeah, this is where it is. This is the fact. This is what we're going to do to move forward. This is our only option, or this is one of the best option. This is what we're going to do to move. Does that sound like it's going to work? Well, yeah, I suppose. And then it's like, not a big deal, you know, then we got through it, you know? And that's what my job is, being a company business owner, is just basically, I'm problem solver, babysitter. You know, that's pretty much what it comes down to most of the time. But yeah.
Do I remember when me and Gata first started hanging out, and you gotta, keep this perspective. I'm in our starter home. It's like 10 square feet. It seems like we're on top of each other. Just trying to find my way, not making any money, still trying to figure everything out. No employees, and just like have everything make sense. And then I'm talking to Gata. We're going out to dinners and like getting drinks and stuff, just talking. And of course, he's got multiple companies. He's got this big ass house, snowmobiles, bikes, jet skis, like cabin. Like I look up to him like, holy shit, man, this is what's possible. And he would say sometimes like, you know, I don't consider myself successful. And I won't say it like pissed me off or bugged me or anything, but I'm like, all right, this dude's like 10% full of shit here, because he knows he is. He's looking at me. Yeah. It's like, if you're comparing yourself to me, you are. And if you just look around the room, if you're in a room of 10 people and you're doing better than 9 of them, then yeah, motherfucker, you're successful. But what I found is like, things have started working out a little bit better, and I'm starting to make a little bit more money, and we got into a bigger house, and I'm driving a truck I'm proud of that, like, I'll talk to family or old coworkers that are like, oh, you're doing like really well right now. What's it feel like? And then I find myself like convincing them like, dude, what are you talking about? I've had a good string here for the last 6 months or so, but I'm far from like where I want to be. And they're like, dude, okay. I can see them looking at me like I was looking at you fucking a year ago. I was like, no, dude, I'm not just saying this to fucking say it and sound like we're equals. I'm saying this because it's true. I still have all this growth to do. I still have all these problems I'm working on. But from your perspective, it's like I have everything figured out. That's just not the fucking case.
Yep.
So it's crazy how that works.
It doesn't happen overnight. I mean,
and perspective can work in your favor that way too, because for me, there's no fucking way in my mind that I'm successful.
Which is good. You stay hungry. Otherwise, if you got comfortable. My
perspective is that I always have to grind. My perspective is that it's never good enough. My perspective is that I always want more. I don't ever feel comfortable. I don't ever feel safe. I don't, you know, more money, more problems, you know, more money, more bills. You know what I mean? It's like, I feel like I'm always feeding, I'm always growing, I'm always struggling to get to the next place, the next destination. And
that's so crucial though, because we've had successful people on the podcast, and everyone that we've talked to kind of agrees. Like,
there is no destination.
if you get comfortable, that's when you lose your edge, and that's when you slip. So you almost have to have the mentality of it is never good enough, which is a gift and a curse, because like you said, you're never 100% happy, but you kind of find that happiness is in the grind, and then that's where you find the happiness.
Yeah,
but it is crazy how that works.
Yeah, it is. And so I like to bring this into light as far as like how we can turn into not only business, but be better fathers as well, you know? And so there's so many different ways that you can take your perspective on life and perspective on family. I'm not married. You are, you have a girlfriend, I'm single, but even your relationship, you know, you can see things in different ways. Even as much as like to see what you're going to give. I was actually listening to a Tony Robbins video on YouTube on the way over here this morning, and he was talking about the way not to lose a relationship is to act like it's the only time you lose a relationship is when you start acting like it's going away or it's already gone. And if you act like that relationship is new constantly, then you're never going to lose it. So like basically in the beginning, say you know you've got a fairly new girlfriend, or it's been a few months or whatever. Yeah. In the beginning, say you guys just first move in with each other, and she asks you to take out the trash. In the beginning, it's like, all right, honey, yeah, I'll take out the trash, no big deal. Want to make you happy. Then you look like 6 years down the road, and it's take out the trash, honey. Fuck you! I worked all day. You take the fucking trash out. I
got home. The trash isn't emptied. What's going on?
Yeah, exactly. And so it's like, man, how perspectives change. Expectations change, and expectations are derived upon our perspective. Right? I mean, everything's derived upon our perspective. So in the beginning, it's like my perspective in this relationship might just be, man, I'm lucky to have you. I'm going to do whatever it takes to keep you happy. I'm not going to lose myself, but taking the trash out, yeah, no big deal. I'll be there, And then your perspective down the road might change to, man, I'm putting in more than you are, or man, you gained some weight and I look better than you, or whatever it may be. And then it's like, then you're in this power struggle. You know what I mean? So I think you have to see things for what they are, see things in good light and true light, and always be looking for the positive and the good. And it doesn't, like I said, you don't always have to be like, you're not up on fucking cloud nine all the time. Not everything's going to be happy, but that's not what perspective is. You don't have to always say, oh, this is a happy point. I'm going to see this for, sunshines and rainbows, but you can at least see it and say, all right, man, maybe my relationship hasn't gone in the direction that I want it to, or maybe this happened and I don't like it. Maybe she's doing this now and she wasn't doing that in the beginning, but I can see this. I can see it for what it is. What do I do to get it back to where I want it to be? You know what I mean? It's like perspective is almost like I mean, I guess it is how you see things, but it's almost like a new vision. You know what I mean? Like,
it dictates how you view your world, how you control the things you can control. And I've shared this with you before. Guys like us have high expectations of ourselves. We dedicate time to eating right, to working out, being a good leader, running companies. You have high expectations of yourself. And we've talked kind of on a personal level about you can't have that same expectation for other people. You set them up to fail. They're not you. You're not the same person. So the biggest challenge that I've had, and I think we're very similar in this, I get into a relationship and I give. I'm a giver and I want to be that person. And I do these things. And all of a sudden I catch myself. And so I was, divorced, single for a while, living life, having fun, got into a relationship. And I'm over here preaching to my best friend, oh, don't set her up for you're making her fail, man. A lot of this comes back on you, as who you are and how you see things. And she's not you. So I get in this relationship and I'm like, all right, I got to walk the walk now. This is
that's such a good point.
This is a tightrope. Like, and I have conversations with myself. Like, all right, you say these things, but now here's the bread and butter. Am I going to walk this? Am I going to not allow my emotions? And Joe Dispenza has helped me through this a lot because an emotion, when it comes into your brain, you have all these programmed responses. All these responses. Oh, she didn't do something that I would have done, or I texted her something.
Memorized responses.
Memorized, and I didn't get the response back. Instantly,
triggers, if you will.
Instant triggers instantly, and my whole body wants to react. And I've told Tyler I used to type out text in responses, but not send them, so I could get the gratification of at least expressing myself. And then I'm like, 2 minutes later, like, that's a bunch of dumb shit. Let me delete all this crap. Like, before I cause a bigger issue. So now, like, having perspective, like, this is my expectation, but she didn't do anything wrong. Like, this is who she is. I mean, she gave me a response.
And anytime you give, you cannot expect anything in return.
That's crucial.
That's like, 100%. That's, as far as relationships go, even a friendship, that's the hardest thing for me, probably in any type of relationship that I've ever had to overcome, because I'm selfish as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I if I give something, I want, even if it's subconsciously, I want something in return.
Oh, yeah.
I want at least a text back. I want
praise.
Yeah, I want. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, hey, you look great today. I want to thank you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, if you just don't reply to me, it's like, well, fuck you. You didn't really look great. Fuck you. You know,
I'm just trying to be a nice guy.
You could look a little bit better. You know, but the whole point is if you give, it should be from the heart. Anytime you give, it should be from the heart, and it should be because you wanted to do it. You should feel good for giving, and you should never expect anything in return. Now, if you get something in return, that's just fucking icing on the cake.
Yep.
And I believe that if you do that enough times, you will get things in return, because the universe gives you back what you give. So if you're giving out positivity constantly, you will receive positivity. But you shouldn't want it. You shouldn't need it. You shouldn't have to have it.
So perspective on that, and we've talked a lot about that. I want to be a certain type of man, but I'm not being that man to receive, affirmation. Like, I want it, but I don't do those things. You don't do certain things because the whole goal is to get affirmation. No, I want to be this person, so I'm going to be that regardless if someone, wrongs me in the process. Like, hey, I didn't do anything wrong to you. Like, I was respectful, nice, but you disrespected me, or we're having a conversation and I'm being, I want to be that person. So the challenge is when I don't get the response I want, because I don't care who you are. You have some hidden or ulterior like thought, like, oh, I'm going to be this person, and I really want affirmation. But if I'm only doing it to receive, then you're not really being the genuine, true person of who you want to be. So it's tough.
Dude, Benjamin Franklin is my dude, and he's got a quote. I got a book of his quotes that I used to just read on the shitter, man, and I just like, because he was the GOAT, man. I love that guy. But he had a quote, I'm probably going to butcher it, but it just gave me perspective, because this was when me and Amy first started living together, and kind of like Braden, she's leaving shit all over the house, or in the bathroom, it's a mess, and like my portion's spotless. So it was just like, anytime you start living with someone new, that's when you're like, oh, this is why you were single.
Now I know.
But I read this Benjamin Franklin quote, and it was like,
or this is why I was single.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of what it was, because it's the quote is, you accept your own faults, so why not the faults of your wife? That's it, exactly. And I'm like, oh shit, like, yeah, I definitely do have faults, and I do accept them. I work on them, but at the end of the day, there's still some that
everybody has faults, man.
Yeah, so I'm like, so why am I focusing on her shit when I still have shit of my own? Like, I'm not even making my own bed, metaphorically.
Right.
So that was like, it at least gave me a good few months, because anytime I've caught myself getting pissed off, or like,
then you had to just whip her and shake.
Like, you saw the dishwasher, like the dishes are clean. I saw you open it, the light's not on anymore. Like, why are the clean dishes still in there? I'd be like, well, you know what? You fucking got fucked up at that party last week, and you were hungover all Sunday, and she didn't give you shit. So like, you got your own faults, dude. Focus on those. If you can accept those, you can definitely accept hers too.
For sure. You know what I've noticed too lately is that, I've got I frequently bite off more than I can chew, and it's good. I'm to the point to where I must like it, because I constantly do it, And I was actually talking to my cousin last night, and I was like, man, I'm busy as fuck. Like, I don't know how I'm keeping my head above water, but I can't bitch about it because I've created it, So I do it all the time, and it's just something that I do. But what I've realized is, and I don't know if it's just that I'm so busy, that I'm so focused on my inner growth and self, or that I'm just getting older. I'm not sure which one it is, to be completely honest with you. But I notice that I guard my energy so much more. I don't even know if you call it guarding. I'm just more, I don't give my energy out to people as much as I used to. And I used to be, call myself like an empath. I used to be the kind of person that was always worried about what somebody thought and somebody said, or what they were feeling, or anything like that. And I still feel like I am empathetic, and I can feel other people's emotions. You can feel energy and stuff like that. I can read people's energy very well. But I'm more in tune to my energy and where I'm at and what I have to give. And there's certain times where I'm just like, I don't have any more to give today. Like there's certain times, like I'll be talking to, like, say a girl, for instance, that we're talking about going out, and some people are just super fucking difficult. Like, oh, well, it's just like trying to set a date ends up taking, 20 pages of fucking text to figure out, what time's going to work. Oh, I got this, what. And so I just get to this point where I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, but I have zero energy. I don't have any more energy to put into this right now. Like if you want to make something work, let me know. If not, like,
that's it.
Have a good night. I'm not going to sit here and fucking text you paragraphs all night long about, what you're doing or what time you have available. And it sounds like a dick thing to say, and I'm not trying to be an asshole, but it does. Like there's certain things where people just, there's certain things that are going to build me up and build my future. There's certain people that are going to build me up and build my future, and I will pour into the people that pour into me. But if you're somebody that's not pouring into me, then I cannot continue to pour into you. And when I pour into you and I don't get anything poured back, or I feel like it's just draining of what I have left, then I have to cut that off. And so,
I wanted to say, the other perspective you said about giving energy, and it came into my mind. I've been really conscious about what energy, not that I give out, but what I let in. Mm-hmm. And there's certain people in my life that it's not good energy. So that's
a good perspective.
I limit
for sure.
it. Like, I can give energy to a certain point, and then I'm just like, okay, I don't have it, or you're not worth me to give all this energy because I know there's nothing in return. And I'm not looking for something in return, but you only have so much energy. But I've really gotten to a point where if you're not giving me good energy, you're not, building with me or helping me, and
we're not growing together.
We're just not growing together.
Yeah.
Like, we could be friends at a distance, but I'm not going to let your energy come into my life. If you're stagnant, if you're not motivated, there's certain kind of criteria, I guess, that I have. Then hey, we could be friends at a distance, and I don't look down on you. I don't think I'm better than you. I just have learned I'm very different than you, and so I don't want your energy coming into my life because then you're bringing me down.
We're either walking together or we're not walking. You know what I mean? Like I don't ever wish bad on anybody.
Don't look back, right?
Yeah,
don't
that's exactly what it is. I don't ever wish bad on anybody. I want everybody to move forward. And they may be moving forward, but maybe your moving forward is different than where I'm at moving forward. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that that one or the other is better than the other. It just means that I'm moving forward in this direction, you're moving forward in that direction. If we're not moving forward in the same direction, then what's the fuck's point?
What's that Tupac quote you posted a few weeks ago? I still want you to eat, just not in my table.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah, I did.
I like that.
Don't wish ill upon anyone. I still want everyone to eat, just not in my table. So what you just said, my girlfriend painted perspective for me because I'm a pretty motivated guy.
Yeah.
And so when I had certain questions I asked when we first started talking. Do you have goals? Do you have any ambition? Like, is this where you want to live the rest of your life? Like, what do you have any vision for a future? And if so, like, can we talk about it? Because I want to
getting breast implants. That's always when you want to.
I'm not against breast implants.
Do you like to squat? That's
right?
my first question. Do you
squat?
work
out? Do you squat? Like, we got to know these things.
That's my first question.
So the perspective, she put into my eyes was I'm moving at a certain pace, and she has a vision, has dreams, and has goals, but her pace is not my pace. And I was doing, kind of looking back, but perspective-wise, like she's moving forward, and so I'm grateful that she is, and it's not at my pace. So I kind of let up on some of the things that I was kind of persistent on because of the perspective. I'm like, and you just said, not everybody runs the same race. Not everyone has the same speed. Not everyone has the same, motivation and drive. But I think we're both moving in a forward direction, which was for me fundamental. Like if you're not moving forward, then we're definitely growing apart. So,
yeah, what I've been, what has helped me, and I believe in God. I'm a spiritual person. I believe in the universe, but I also believe in God. And the last couple of weeks, and I used to do this frequently, but I kind of fell off the last few months. And but the last few weeks, every single night in my prayer, part of my prayer has been, please fill me up from the inside out. You know what I mean? Like, please, I want to be so self-confident from the inside out that I don't care about what anybody else says or thinks. And I can still want things. I can still want acceptance. I can still want people to like me. I can still want things, but I don't need them. It's not going to hurt me to my core if something doesn't work out the way that I wanted to, or somebody isn't on my page, or somebody doesn't understand the things that I understand. in my perspective of my life, because I do have that inner love, that inner self-care, that inner strength. And that's really helped me, and I feel it, man. And so when you finally get to that place of that inner love, the inner care, that inner strength, it's like, and you know, part of it is like, I know me, I know who I am so well now that you're not going to tell me who I am. And that's what people try to do. Oh, well, you're this. Oh, well, you're that. No, I'm not. No, this is who I am. I know who I am. I know where I'm going. I know I'm a good person. I know this is where I'm heading. And that's part of like inner perspective and inner work on yourself. You know, how do you see yourself, and where are you going, and where do you really want to be? And so it's pretty cool when you can put that into fruition and just grow from it, move from it, and feel it. And then I feel like you're actually, when you get in this point of self-awareness, I feel like you're actually living your life for you. You know, there's so many fucking subliminal messages out there. There's so many, you know, you got TV, you got ads, you got radio, you got friends doing this, friends doing that. And I'm not saying that, you know, don't go play volleyball with your buddies or whatever. I'm just saying that a lot of people are followers. A lot of people are sheep. A lot of people just do what the fuck is the norm to do. And that's not really living for yourself and your purpose. And when you actually get to that place where you know who you are and you can say, nah, man, this is what I like. This is where I want to be. This is how I want to live my life. It's just a good feeling. Like there's certain people that are going to be there for you 24/7, but I'll tell you that nobody can change your life but you. Like nobody's going to pick you up when you're down but you. You go bankrupt and lose everything that you have, nobody's going to hand you money. And I mean, there might be people that help you out for a little bit of time, but nobody's going to pick you back up and put you back on your path and get you where you want to be in life but you. So why wouldn't you focus on you and your life and the perspective of where you want to be and how you want to live your life now? You know, I used to see life as like, the way I live my life now, I used to look at people that live their life like the way I live my life now and think that person is selfish as fuck. That person doesn't care about anybody else. That person only does what they want to do. You know, just super conceited, just selfish fucking person. And I was completely wrong. And there are conceited, selfish people out there, but the difference is the conceited and selfish people don't give a fuck about anybody else. I still care about other people. I'm not saying don't care about other people. I want John to do good. I want Joel to do good. I want every single person in my life. I'm always rooting for the people in my circle. I want everybody to move forward. I want everybody to have higher consciousness. I want everybody to grow. I want everybody to be happy, but I'm also going to live my life for what I want to do, not for what you want to do or what you want me to do or what you want to see me do or what you tell me I should do. I'm going to live my life for me and what I feel like I want it to be in my life, and whatever that means for my future, that's my path and that's where I'm going to go.
I want to say it's in the Compound Effect book, or maybe Obstacle is the Way. I don't know. I've been listening to a couple of them, but there's two types of people in the world. There's a leaner and a lifter. People will lean on you and they can bring you down, or you can be a lifter and you lift people up. And when you have self-love inside, you want other people to have that aha moment where they realize my perspective is totally different since, you know, even meeting you, Tyler, and just being on this journey of becoming more self-aware. I want to build people up more than I did in my entire life. I was selfish. Everything was about me, but everything's about me now with perspective. Like now that I understand how I operate and who I am and how I can be and how I can fulfill myself and I get joy and I don't need to lean on people, you want to lift people up. And so that's kind of what I think you're talking about is, you know, when you become aware of these inner feelings and you're self-aware, you want to like help other people reach that awareness because it's a totally different lifestyle. It's a totally different perspective on just everything in your life. It's different.
Exactly.
Well, I've learned a lot of things in my 2.5 days of doing 75 hard about myself.
Discipline.
No, but that's a solid message. I got a lot out of that. Perspective is everything, man, because I always think about, even Dan Bilzerian has done podcasts where he talks about people look at his shit where he's with all these chicks and shooting guns and in this mansion doing like literally boss shit, everything most guys want to do all the time. And then for him, just because of his perspective now, like he has to go to a 5-star hotel, like a 5-star island with a dozen bitches with him and like doing all the shit. If he goes to like a 4.5-star hotel and there's some chicks there and like the food's pretty good but not great, it's like a nightmare for him because now his perspective has totally changed. That like for most of us, we'd go to the same place, see the same girls, do the same stuff. It's like, man, this is the best vacation I've taken all year. But for him, it's like, God, this is worse than my typical Monday. So I think he relates it too. He always wanted like a 88 Mustang or whatever he says. And if he got that now, he'd be like, I'm not driving this piece of shit, even though it was his dream car for like 15 years. So your perspective is always changing. And just because you get that Dan Bilzerian life or whatever your dream life is, it doesn't mean you're going to be fucking happy. Happiness, like you said, comes from the inside. And just having that perspective of like, okay, these are the things that are important to me. These are my core values that I'm constantly working on, and just having that inner drive and really that battle as opposed to like that destination of having all the money, having all the chicks, and like no responsibilities.
And I've said this multiple times, like, is the guy that works a normal job, and I say normal job, I mean, he's still got responsibilities, but the guy that works your normal 9 to 5, comes home, is present with his family, coaches baseball, coaches Little League, is with his kids 24/7. His perspective is life is good, happy wife, happy life, kids are healthy. Is he doing it right, or is the guy that's working 24/7 with $20 million in the bank and a yacht and a fucking Lambo and, maybe doesn't see his kids very often, or, whatever, or is he doing it right?
Family all hates him.
Yeah, I mean, or you can have money and still be a good parent, but like, me, for instance, the guy that's semi doing okay, but is, struggling to balance everything. I'm always struggling to balance. Where's my time go? How do I give my son a good amount of time, but still get everything done that I need to get done in a day? How do I give my employees the guidance that they need, but still take care of my family life and raise my son by myself and do a good job? Who's doing it right? Who the fuck knows? What it really comes down to is like whoever's doing it right. It's really comes down to your perspective on what you want out of life, and that's the whole point, right? So like, if your perspective is what I want out of life is $20 million in a Lamborghini, then you're doing it right for getting $20 million in a Lamborghini. If your perspective is out of life like, hey, I'm cool working at McDonald's, I just want my family to be healthy and happy, and your family's healthy and happy. Like, the world needs people that work at McDonald's. The world needs people that clean the toilets. The world need people, that drives the jets. The world needs everybody to move. You know what I mean? So there's not a right or wrong. It's just you have to figure out what your perspective is on life and on what you want in life, and then choose that as your path. But I think we should probably wrap this up.
Yeah, that's good.
You guys got some closing comments?
What's your why? I read it in one of the books. I want to say The Obstacle Way. I'll get back to you in the book, but it's a simple question. And the guy was like, you'd be astounded to realize how many people don't know what your why is, and it took him till he was like 40 years old or 50 years old, and he discovered what his why is. And
what's your purpose in life?
Yeah, like why do you do things? What drives you? And I think you've talked about before, your life changes. There's different seasons in your life. You may get to a point, like right now I have a 3-year-old son. My why is him. Like, he's 3, I need to be there. I have him full time. Mom's still in the picture, but I give him structure and routine, and that's my why right now. I need to be there while he's needing that attention. And in 3 years, when he's older and in school, and Dad's not the coolest anymore because he's got other friends, my purpose or my perspective is probably going to change a little bit. But what is your why?
Dad's always the coolest.
Always.
So I can say this because it won't air before our date night tomorrow, but it's funny we had this conversation because last night I'm far from husband of the year. I think we all know that. Like, I'm that selfish,
hey, at least you are
guy
husband.
that you talk about. But I was just in the shower thinking like, all right, we have date night tomorrow. I'm not drinking, not getting any ice cream or any of that stuff. But it's like, what can I do to just make it badass? And I started thinking, dude, like, she still owes $9,000 on her car. I'm like, Ooh. If I could just pay that bitch off and just be like, write her a nice little note or get her a card or something, and either I can do it and just show her that it's paid off, or we can just have that conversation. But like,
definitely get in the booty hole that night.
Definitely.
I'm genuinely excited because it's like I get to give. I'm not expecting anything back except for what you just said, and like it's the real deal, man. So I'll let you guys know how that goes. But I'm pretty just excited to.
That'd be sweet,
that.
dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome to actually even be able to do that.
Yeah.
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 You know. So what I'll close with is life is what you make it. 100%. Nobody else is going to create your life. Nobody else is going to shape your life. Life is what you make it, and your perception shapes what you make it. Thoughts turn into things. Said it multiple times, but your perception on life, your perception on any situation, and honestly, I mean, you have millions of things that happen in a day. You have millions of choices in a day. You have millions of thoughts in a day. You have millions of perspectives in a day. And I personally believe that, you know, we have consciousness and we have unconsciousness. A lot of times our mind makes choices just unconsciously, just things that happen. You know, you're driving down the road. You don't necessarily think like, oh, I got to push my brakes right now. Somebody's stopping. Just your mind, you unconsciously push your brakes. Oh, shit. You know, a lot of times you push brakes before you even realize, oh, shit, somebody's stopping. You know what I mean? And so I think the more that we train our minds with a positive perspective, the more that we change our perspective into what we want to get out of life, the more that, and we have to do that consciously. We have to change our perspective consciously to shape what we want out of life. The more we do it consciously, the more it's going to happen unconsciously. The more positive you are, the more you stay in gratitude consciously, the more your mind starts to rewire that way, and it happens unconsciously, and eventually that's just how you think. You know, your perception has changed to how you want that, to what you want in your life. Your perception has changed in your mind to that the majority of the time. Like, things aren't always great. You're not always, life's up and down. You're not always going to be happy. But if the majority of the time your perception is in line with where you see yourself in the future or what you want out of life, then you're going to get it. That's what's going to come out of life. Just like when you think about the white car, you date a girl that drives a Toyota Corolla, or you break up with her, then all you see is Toyota Corollas. Whatever you see, whatever you focus on is what you see. So whatever your perception is and what you want is what's going to come. So I'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hopefully you got a good message out of this, a laugh, anything. We do this stuff for free, so please give us some support. We love your support. We have all the podcast formats on www.dadswholiftofficial.com. We're on YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes. Shit, I think I'm missing one of them. But anyways, please give us a like, share, and a follow on YouTube. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We really appreciate your support. We need this. We need your support to continue doing this stuff, because we do this stuff for free. So if you got anything out of this, please support us. Please help us. We're also on IG as Dads Who Lift Official. We're on Facebook as Dads Who Lift Podcast, and then we have a fitness group on Facebook called Dads Who Lift Official. It's a fitness group of it's a male dad fitness group of 30,000 like-minded guys and growing, just trying to be their best selves into fitness. So if that fits your category, check that out. And we have apparel that's actually in stock now. We'll be shipping out this week, so by next week when this stuff airs, all the hats are in stock. Everything will be shipping, and all that stuff's on www.dadswholiftofficial.com. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a great day.
It's like forever, no surrender. It's forever, you know. It's like forever.
I ain't bigger dead than alive, bigger dead than alive. I ain't bigger dead than alive, dead than alive. Yeah, I ain't bigger dead than alive, bigger dead than alive.
Make it sure that you know why.